I close my eyes again and calm my heart. To my descendants, whom I will probably never meet. If you ever find someone precious to you, as I did with number 024, and wish to meet them, may you meet them here. Wow. I don't know. I don't think the pier is the exact spot where the Persona 3 protagonist first meets Aigis. I think that, like, they meet Aigis, like, in the forest or something first, right? But then they go to the pier later. But that's incredible symbolism. That's insanely good. Because this is just, like, this is pointing towards the Persona 3 protagonist and Aigis meeting. That's crazy. May you go beyond this pier to places I could not.
I just pray from the bottom of my heart that everyone can find happiness. As long as that happens, I don't mind if I...
Even though my wish may not come true, I'm still satisfied if I can entrust it to someone I believe in. Number 024 said something along those lines.
Could this be it?
Snowy rubs against my leg. Is it warning me to be cautious of my pursuers who have arrived and are coming closer? Or does it only want me to pet it? I look closely and realize that it is the latter. It must be worried. I crouch down and scratch Snowy's head.
Hey, Snowy. You think this is what it means to feel alive?
Snowy looks at me while wagging its tail. I pick up Snowy and gently hug it. Snowy shows no sign of resistance and allows me to do so. My pursuers are closing in now, but I will not run anymore. It is true that I am still frustrated, but it's strange. I'm also satisfied. Snowy licks my cheek.
Thanks. I'll be okay now. Things are about to get hairy, so you should hurry and get out of here.
The little music note effect was a little out of place. I let Snowy go, but it does not leave me.
Come on. If you don't go, it'll make things hard on me. Okay?
Snowy looks at my face for a while. Eventually, it droops its head and walks off. I'm gonna cry! I'm gonna cry live on stream because of this dog! Snowy looks back several times, but soon disappears into the tall grass. Dude, I'm actually gonna tear up. Oh my goodness, they've got guns! My relief is cut short by 5-armed humans pointing their guns at me. I have no intention of resisting. I smile at them. Though it was only for a short while, I lived. I felt the happiness of passing down my wish. It was only for a brief moment in time, but I may have granted the wish of the girl who is our mother. I allow myself to be restrained without resistance. They take me back to the laboratory. I was so absorbed in my escape attempt that I did not notice the severe damage I inflicted upon the facility. It seems that the delicate machinery used to tamper with my memories is in no condition to be used.
Damn it! Look at this mess! Going after humans? Oh, I bet the girl they used as a template for this model was a snotty brat too. Even if we delete its memories, it'll be too dangerous to keep using this unit.
I really wish she had slit this dude's throat.
There are so many things about it I want to research, though.
It's not worth the risks. The 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon will be sealed indefinitely once it's fully restrained again.
The voice is the last thing I hear before my consciousness is cut off.
Huh?
My consciousness should have been shut down, but I have awakened.
This place. It's that ocean.
I am on that pier, the blue sky and ocean, the shining sun and glittering water, and the gentle breeze and calm sounds of the waves. Even Snowy is next to me. The scene is identical to the one from before. Though this time I sense no pursuers. I was captured. I remember that clearly. This is obviously an abnormal situation, at odds with my memories, but the clear blue sky and ocean are still so beautiful that I cannot help but gaze at them. If only I could go beyond it. Just as the thought crosses my mind, my viewpoint ascends. Soon afterwards, I realize that I am floating as if my body is weightless. I am astonished at myself to be thinking such strange things, but then my field of vision drifts and I turn my attention to that. The scenery I knew already begins to mix with other environments I do not know. They become a connected, continuous image and pass like a slideshow. From time to time, I pass through the drifting images. But I cannot grasp anything within those spaces. Even when they are about to collide with me, they pass right through. Could this be dreaming? I remember something I once heard from a researcher at the facility. They said that it is possible for us to dream since we have a mind and may develop an ego. Though it would technically not be identical to a human's dream, the phenomenon would be very similar. I feel that the example the researcher gave of what a dream is like matches my current experience. If I am having a dream, then things that are not possible in reality may be possible here. For example, if I can leave this island. If I can go beyond the ocean. The girl that number 024 and I wanted to meet said that even though she knows the world is big, she would not be able to see it for herself. What could that have meant? Was she in a place that limited her world, as I was unable to leave the island? Just when it seems that the images flowing around me have stopped, I find myself in an unknown room. There is a bed here. Next to it is a flat-screen monitor. There are also white shelves surrounding the bed. To one side is a stand for that thing. There is a machine connected to it by cords. Though it is small, it appears to function as a life signs monitor. This is similar to the research facility. Could it be a hospital? The voices that sound from somewhere belong to a man and a woman. I have not heard these voices before.
She said during this morning's checkup that she wanted to go to school. She asked how much better she needs to get to be able to go.
Understandable. This ward is right near the road most of the students take. She must be lonely too, not having seen her parents lately. How much better she needs to get. She still doesn't know that her condition is incurable.
Why don't you be honest with her and tell her she won't ever be able to go? It's cruel to string her along like this.
Is that Rize's voice actress?
Shh, keep your voice down. Room's next door.
I understand at once that these people are speaking of the girl I wish to meet. The scene feels as if it comes from my own memory. I do not doubt it at all. The girl is suffering from some kind of illness. She may not be able to go outside. Her condition prevents her from leaving her small world. Her life is like ours. Could the girl have heard this conversation? How did it make her feel to hear it? I want to spend more time in the outside world. I want to live a normal life. The thoughts that come to my mind are not my
I
own.
wonder if the nurses thought things like the student council were too much trouble to bother with when they were in school. I don't know. It sounds fun to me.
And this is why she always pictures herself as the student council president in the other stories. Just as I thought, it is the girl's voice. When I listen to her, I can sense her strong yearning and admiration.
You gotta admire the student council president. I mean, they're the ones that get things done for everyone. But I guess it's because they're like that in the first place that they get to be president, huh?
The girl had a strong desire to attend school and live a normal school life with friends. As I review these voices and feelings, an interest in the school she longs for grows within me.
High school. I wonder what that's like. Would it be fun?
I wish to see for myself what she desires. Is there a specific image of it? What kind of place is it? What activities do its attendants perform while there? But there are no memories in regards to schools. This must mean that the girl has no such memories.
Figures. I don't know anything about schools or whatever else student life is like.
I want to see them.
I can show you if you so desire.
Yo, what? A voice answers my unspoken thought. Who could it be? I do not think I know this voice. For some reason, my mind becomes hazy. I cannot access my memories easily.
Huh? Who's there?
There's no need to be alarmed. I only want to give you a glimpse of the world you long to know.
I was under the impression that this was a dream. Dreams are supposedly a release valve for memories, yet this voice does not feel like a part of me. This is like a kanji level dream. Is that even possible? As I ponder these things, the scenery around me changes completely. I first see a 3-story concrete building.
What?
I do not know this building. As I examine it, my surroundings change again. Yasugami High. The same desks and chairs are lined up. In front of me is a dark green rectangular board on the wall.
Is this a school? A real classroom?
This is the place the girl wished to see. It is here that I have gained an interest in. I find myself forgetting that this is a dream and focus my senses to the desk and chairs. I then realize that I can move around at will, just as when I felt my body rise at the beach.
So this is where classes happen.
I feel a sudden excitement.
What do the students do when there aren't any classes? Do they just talk and stuff?
That mysterious voice doesn't answer. Instead, I am surrounded by other sounds. Many voices are talking at once. It reminds me of the sound of waves near the ocean. But the sound is lively and enjoyable. The voices belong to boys and girls surrounding a desk. They are laughing and talking. They wear common clothing, though there are some differences. These may be uniforms. It is interesting to see that each person's uniform is distinct in some way. Oh my goodness, she's actually seeing the Persona 4 cast. Okay. That student is the only one with something around his neck. A girl with short hair and a green jacket raises her right hand. Next to her is a girl with long black hair wearing a red jacket. She smiles. Then there's a well-built young man with strange spiky hair. I guess that's spiky. I would have, thought slicked back hair before I said spiky. In contrast to him, I can see a small, delicate, intellectual-looking young man. Not a man. Last, I see a young man with a calm demeanor sitting at a desk. Yo, what about Rize? The front of his uniform is open. His white shirt is showing. They seem to be talking about something. I cannot quite discern what it is. The scene proceeds to show various points in a normal school day. Classes, activities, clubs, student council. Looks like so much fun that I can feel the excitement. But then I remember. This is all just a dream. Yeah, everyone thinks school is fun until they actually have to go through it. I am only dreaming. No matter how much I want it, there will never be a day when I can attend school for myself. All the scenes that I saw centered around the young man and his friends, I will never join their circle. I cannot go to school. I am not even human. I consider this self-evident truth once again. Though I look human, I am a machine made by human hands. I said human hands instead of humans for some reason. It does not matter how close my heart is to that of a human or how much my ego develops. This mechanical body can never be truly human. Just as our mother could not overcome the obstacle of her illness no matter how much she wished for it, I cannot overcome the obstacle of being a machine. It is futile for someone who cannot become human to yearn for a normal human life. There is a strange sensation somewhere in my chest that feels like pain. Still, although I am a machine created as a weapon, that girl loved me. What if there are other people like her who could understand me? Would I then be able to find a place to belong among them? But
you'll never find a place where you belong. Humans created you as a tool. They would never think of you as anything more.
What is this? Is this Amino Sagiri? Like, whose voice is this? Amino Sagiri is the giant godlike eyeball from the end of 4, right? I think that's who it is. I don't know what this voice is.
Everyone, to a man, lives by averting their eyes from something inside them. They all wish to live inside a never-ending dream. For who has the right to say they shouldn't?
Alright, never mind. It's just Madara Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden. Alright, cool. For just a moment, I sense an incongruity in the kind voice. Yeah, Madara is not a very kind man. The strange pain within my body softens a little.
There are even humans who do not understand others' feelings. Still others do understand, and trample upon them regardless. Compared to them, you are much more human.
I remember the researchers. They certainly did not understand me, number 024, or my sisters. We were treated only as objects, even after they tried to give us a heart.
Why not then seek to be human?
Me? Be a human?
The voice whines gently inside my mind. I feel my body is growing uneasily light, as if the world is spinning around me.
People sort through their memories in dreams. Each night they let go of painful memories and continue their lives with the morning sun. That's all you need do. Forget anything contrary to your desires.
This is probably Amino Sagiri, I think, is the name of the eyeball godlike creature that is like the pre-final boss in Persona 4 Golden, because Izanami is the actual final boss. Because it's been a while since I played Persona 4 Golden, but to my understanding, the entire goal of Amino Sagiri was to fill the world, or Japan at least, with fog and make everyone, like, forget everything painful and whatnot, like, basically live in a stupor of forgetfulness, I think. Something akin to that? It's been a while since I played Persona 4 Golden. I've played Persona 3 and 5 more recently, so it's easier to remember those storylines.
If I forget...
Do not fear the act of letting go. The ones you admire wished only for you to be happy.
My mind seizes upon something. That precious wish. The desire given to me to meet our mother someday and tell her thank you. I must not forget that. But as long as this wish is precious to me, as long as I cannot erase it from my heart, the fact that I am not human will remain.
And I too. All I wish from the depths of my heart is for you to find joy.
Oh, actually, it's Maruki from Persona 5 Royal.
Happiness.
In a second, it's gonna say, all right, Labrys, now get away from my dang elevator, and then it'll be Shido from Persona 5. I think back.
I wish from the depths of my heart for you to be happy.
I remember the girl who wished for our happiness. I want to grant that wish. I want to tell her thank you, but that will be difficult for me now. In which case, should I not at least seize this opportunity and be happy here for her sake?
Forget. And be happy.
My vision goes dark. The sounds I heard fade away. I feel as if I am falling.
Everything is now in readiness.
Oh my goodness, dude. We're at about 2.5 hours in stream. It took about 20-ish minutes to finish Aigis' story, which had one fight, which was against Elizabeth today. And for the past 2 hours of doing Labrys' story, there has not been a single fight. This is an amazingly good backstory. This is one of the best backstories in Persona. This is really great. They have a lot more freedom to get a little more crazy with Labrys than they do the average Persona character because she's a robot and she's the only new character in Persona 4 Arena. Ultimax, I think, has some other characters because I know there's that red-haired guy who's on my thumbnail. He must be an Ultimax character because he hasn't showed up at all yet. And I didn't realize that this is the story for Persona 4 Arena at first, and Ultimax has its own thing. But so they have a lot more liberty to work with it, and also Labrys has a very unique backstory, being a robot created to defeat shadows and all. It gives them a lot more wiggle room than when they try to create characters that are normal human beings, like the majority of the Persona casts always are. But man, this has been great. Really great backstory. Labrys is a very interesting character. It's very, very good. I will say, my only complaint is that they absolutely should have had some fights in this sequence. There were so many moments where it was like Labrys is defeating her sisters and killing them. It would have been, this game came out in like 2008 or whatever, or 2006. Like Persona 4 came out in like 2008, right? So this game had to have come out like late 2000s at the earliest. So I think they very easily could have had some fights during this sequence whenever Labrys was fighting her sisters. Just do a simple reskin of Labrys as a character to make her look like number 024 or look like other Labrys units and have her fight them. So through these 7 scenes, we could have had like 3 or 4 fights. And that's all I ask, really. It's a fighting game. A fighting game that is much heavier on visual novel than most fighting games are when they have story modes. So, like, I'm not saying that there needed to be a ton of combat, but I think they very easily could have, in this wonderful backstory section of building up Labrys, they could have had, like, at least 3 fights in these past 2 hours, which is about average for how the other stories are going anyway. Like, the other stories take about, like, anywhere from an hour and a half to 3 hours, depending on what story it is, and normally have 5-ish fights, give or take, you know? Usually give. More like 6 fights, give or take 1 or 2. So, like, they easily could have fit in, like, 3 fights here, even if it was just, like, mirror matches of Labrys versus another Labrys. And I think that's what they should have done. But that's my only complaint about this sequence. This is amazing. They have done incredibly well with this storyline.